Hi, my name is Lynn, and I am a certified financial coach, and I also own a successful business. I guess I've been somewhat of a financial coach for a long time. I've only recently decided to become certified, and my reason for this is that there's so many things going on in the world right now. A lot of job loss because of COVID. People are struggling. Just wanted to share with you a little bit today some of my thoughts and some statistics on how things are right now. The average household income in America is $59,000. The average consumer debt, $16,000 in credit card debt. That's a lot of debt for people to be carrying around. And the average credit card debt, the interest rate, is 16%. So you got 16% interest on $16,000. So that adds up. 78% of people are living paycheck to paycheck, which means that if they don't get their paycheck one pay period, they're struggling. 7 out of 10 couples do not budget consistently, and approximately 66% of Americans would struggle to pay for a $1,000 emergency. Now, my thinking is that we need to change our thinking. I came up with a phrase for this. It's called change your think into a thunk. What does that mean? It means I used to think something. It means I thunk that. Kind of some bad grammar, but change your think into a thunk. In other words, the things that you do right now that cause you to be in a bad financial situation, change that and change it into a thunk. In other words, I thunk that. I used to think that, but I don't think that anymore. I wrote a blog a while back, and I'm just going to read that blog here and talk a little bit about it. Change your think into a thunk. Stop giving your money to the rich. We hear a lot these days about the rich and how horrible they are and how they get all the breaks. But today I want to let you in on a little secret. Most Americans voluntarily give their money to the rich every day. What? You might say, no way. People don't voluntarily give their money to the rich. People struggle. People suffer financially. They don't choose to do this. To this I say, Yahweh, every single day, people line up and voluntarily give their money to the richest among us. So how can this be? Well, let me tell you a little bit about myself first. My ex-husband and I got married very young. I was 19 years old, had a baby right away. Neither one of us had a college education. We were dirt poor. We didn't rely on our parents to help us out. I was married for over 30 years and then had an unexpected divorce. I own a thriving business. If I had listened to people who claim that I would always just be a victim of circumstance with no hope, I could never have gotten to be where I am today. Through hard work, force of will, and the blessings of God, I have what I have now. It's true that you can't control everything. Sometimes things are just beyond our control. But there are things we can control, and this is what I want to talk about now. What we control is this. Stop feeling like a victim. Stop giving your money to the rich. Stop throwing your money away on things that are not necessary. Now, this is a subject that some people may agree with and some people don't. But I think it's an important step in this whole process. Let's pretend that you don't spend $5 on Starbucks every day, but just $1 a day, stopping at, say, Holiday or Quick Trip, and you get yourself a cup of coffee, $1 a day. You might even think you're being frugal because you're not stopping by Starbucks. That dollar cup of coffee you get from the convenience store every morning is unnecessary. $30 a month. Brew your own at home. That $5 lunch you get 6 times a month is unnecessary. Pack it from home. Whatever and wherever you spend your money on necessary things, figure it out and change your routine. Let's say you didn't buy that coffee or lunch this month. You saved $60 a month. Now let's say that you have a credit card balance or you don't have that $1,000. You know, that 66% of people don't have for an emergency. Quote, on average, an American between the ages of 18 and 65 has $4,717 of credit card debt. The average credit card's interest rate is 15%. A little different than what I said before, but it's two different sources. At the minimum payment of $189, it'll take 10 years and a month to pay that off. The total payments would add up to $22,869. That's $18,000, a cost for a very small loan that you're getting. So if you take that $1 a month that you're or $1 every day that you're spending on coffee, and you instead apply that to any credit card debt that you have, say that you're paying your minimum balance every month, and instead you take that $30 and you put it on that credit card debt, and you take care of that credit card debt, that's a lot of money that you're saving. People don't understand how interest adds up. And that's why I'm saying you're giving your money to the rich. You're choosing, when you choose to buy that $1 coffee or whatever you spend your money on that you don't need, if you're paying any interest on credit card debt, on student loan debt, any kind of debt, you're choosing to give that money to the rich. Admittedly, some of that is necessary, like if you have a mortgage, and ideally, if you get the ball rolling in this direction, you can pay cash for a car instead of buying one. Before you get the ball rolling, it takes time to get to that place. But what I'm saying is it has to start somewhere, and that's why I started talking about the $1 that you're spending at Quick Trip. It adds up. It truly adds up in a way that people really don't realize. So the way to get ahead is to change your think. I'm going to buy that $1 cup of coffee into a thunk. I'm not going to buy that cup of coffee. I'm going to brew mine at home, and I'm going to take that $1 and I'm going to place it on credit card debt, and I am not going to give that money to the rich. I'm going to give it to myself. Americans, and this is going to fly into the face of conventional wisdom sometimes, Americans are rich beyond measure. We are rich beyond many societies of the past and present. Our problem is less one of not having enough than managing it well. Yes, there are some who truly struggle. I know, I did too. I have struggled many times in my life. But giving your money to the rich is not a way to win this game. Once you tighten that belt and learn to stop giving and pay the debt down, you will see how fast it can grow. And once that starts growing, your credit card gets paid down, your student loans get paid down, you can buy a car with cash, you can pay off your mortgage, you can invest money. But every time you choose to spend $1 at the convenience store on a coffee, and I'm not saying don't ever, ever, ever do this kind of thing. What I'm saying is change your thinking to a thunk. Get yourself into the mindset that says, I want to pay this to myself rather than give it to the rich. Therefore, I'm going to brew my coffee at home. or any other thing that you may, like going out for lunch, or buying too many clothes, or buying gadgets. People do all kinds of things, and you can tailor make this to yourself. I just use the $1, as an example. So thank you for listening today. I'm glad that you tuned in. Change your think into a thunk. Stop giving your money to the rich. Give it to yourself instead. Pay down your credit card debt. Pay down whatever debt you have, so you can invest in yourself for the future. Thanks.